Amelia Grant, a fiercely independent art curator in New York City, had no patience for nonsense. So, when a mysterious man began showing up at every place she frequented, her favorite coffee shop, the park near her gallery, even outside her apartment, she was unnerved. The stranger had a striking appearance: piercing green eyes, disheveled dark hair tied back with a ribbon, and an old-fashioned cloak draped over his broad shoulders. His speech was equally odd, as if he had stepped straight out of a Jane Austen novel. "Miss Grant," he said one rainy evening, bowing slightly as she clutched her umbrella in alarm, "please, you must hear me out. My name is Edmund Whitlock. I hail from the year 1785, and I have traveled through time to find you." Amelia blinked at him, momentarily unsure whether to laugh or call the police. "Time travel, right, sure, and I'm the Queen of England." He stepped closer, desperation flashing in his eyes. "You may mock me, but I swear on my honor, I speak the truth. You are the chosen one, the only person who can save my world." Amelia tried to dismiss Edmund as a delusional eccentric, but his persistence wore her down. Over the next week, he followed her with unwavering determination, his words always laced with urgency and respect. He knew details about her life that no stranger should have known: her favorite childhood storybook, the locket her grandmother had given her, and even the scar on her knee from a childhood bike accident. Intrigued despite herself, she finally agreed to hear him out over coffee, though she chose a busy cafe just in case he turned out to be dangerous. Over a steaming cup of tea, which he sipped as if it were the nectar of the gods, Edmund explained. "I was a scholar in London," he began, "studying the ancient prophecies of a secret society known as the Guardians of Time. Our timeline has been unraveling due to a catastrophic event, a betrayal by one of our own. According to the prophecy, only you can restore balance. I was sent to bring you back." "Why me?" Amelia asked, skeptical but captivated. "You carry the bloodline of the guardian who first protected the timeline. Without your intervention, my world will collapse, and yours may follow." Amelia couldn't tell if she was more amazed by his conviction or his old world charm. The way he called her, Miss Grant, and stood whenever she rose from her chair felt oddly endearing. Still unconvinced, Amelia demanded proof. Edmund hesitated but eventually led her to an antique pocket watch, glowing faintly with a blue light. "This watch is the key," he said. "It allows me to travel through time, but only at great risk. I can show you the truth." Before she could protest, he activated the watch. The cafe dissolved around them in a blur of light and sound. When Amelia opened her eyes, she was standing in the middle of 18th-century London. The sights and smells overwhelmed her: cobblestone streets, horse-drawn carriages, and the smoky haze of chimneys. It was real, impossibly, undeniably real. Edmund escorted her through the city, pointing out landmarks and introducing her to his world. But their journey was not without danger. Shadowy figures, the time-traveling agents of the traitor who had destabilized the timeline, pursued them at every turn. As they fled through time, Amelia found herself drawn to Edmund's sincerity and courage. He was intelligent, selfless, and utterly devoted to his mission, and to her. Despite her initial doubts, she began to trust him. In turn, Edmund was captivated by Amelia's strength and wit. She challenged him in ways no one ever had, and her modern perspective helped him see his world anew. Their mutual admiration grew into something deeper. One night, as they hid in the ruins of an old abbey, Edmund confessed his feelings. "I never expected to find love amidst this chaos," he said, taking her hand. "But you are unlike anyone I've ever known. You've made me believe that together, we can rewrite fate." Amelia, her heart racing, admitted she felt the same. But she also knew the stakes. If they failed, both their timelines could be destroyed. The prophecy led them to a hidden artifact, a jeweled pendant imbued with the power to stabilize the timeline. But using it required a great sacrifice. One of them would have to sever their connection to their own world permanently. Edmund offered without hesitation, "I have already risked everything for this mission. My place is here, fighting for the future." But Amelia refused to let him bear the burden alone. "You belong to this world, Edmund. I'm the one who disrupted your life. I'll stay and finish this." Their argument was interrupted by an ambush from the traitor's agents. In the ensuing chaos, Amelia made a split-second decision, activating the pendant herself. The timeline stabilized, and the agents vanished. But the pendant's magic tethered Amelia to Edmund's world, forever separating her from her own time. Though she mourned the loss of her old life, Amelia found solace in her new one. With Edmund by her side, She embraced her role as a guardian of time, ensuring the balance between past and future. Together, they proved that love could transcend the boundaries of time itself, forging a bond that would shape the fate of both their worlds. Moral of the story: sometimes, destiny calls us to leave everything we know behind. But with courage, love, and faith, we can create a new future, one worth fighting for.